man, I hate feeling shame. I hate feeling it. And I don't know if you are like a glutton for shame, but I hate feeling it. But the thing about it is, like, I feel naked. I feel kind of exposed. I feel like I'm just vulnerable. And that feeling is a scary feeling for me. I don't like that feeling. But the process that I've been under the last few years has been getting acquainted with the shame that I feel, recognizing that it's trying to actually like teach me something, trying to talk to me, trying to communicate something. And when we stifle our shame, we actually stop ourselves from growing. And when we hate shame, we hate growth, because shame is trying to instruct us. And here's the thing, when we're so allergic to shame, what we do is this: we protect and insulate ourselves from any kind of feedback we would get in life. What happens is we work so hard at something, making, say for me, like making content on Instagram, social media, whatever it is. I make a piece of content, I put it out there, and it doesn't get the result I want. It's not doing what I want it to do. I'm not getting views, and that's happening on a regular basis for me. And so what ends up happening there is I have this shame that starts to say, you're just not good enough at this. You're not good at this. And what then I'll do is insulate myself, right? I'll reject it. I'll suppress this and remove this false view of myself and say, no, you're doing great. You're just learning, you're fine. You're awesome at this. You're great at this. People just haven't found you. Though whatever like reasoning I can do, I'll do, because I don't want to feel shame. I don't want to feel that sense of like, wow, I am not good enough. But here's the problem. What if you're not good enough yet? And shame is trying to teach you that you're not good enough yet, and that you have stuff to learn. And that's what I've been discovering about shame, is that it's trying to help guide me. It's trying to tell me there's stuff for you to learn. And I get it. Sometimes we want to have this self-compassionate view, and so critical. Be compassionate of yourself. You need to be compassionate. You need to be able to say to yourself, you're awesome. But what happens is, over time, if you compound that thought, if you just say, hey, let's just constantly say you're good enough whenever you feel shame, what will happen is, over time, you will actually have an adverse reaction to feedback or truth that you need to hear to become better, because compounded over time, you've just told yourself you're great, and you've never actually looked at something long enough. You never looked at yourself long enough. You've never looked at some of the things people are trying to tell you long enough. And you're just kind of prizing this individualism that's making you go like, I'm me, but you've been suppressing shame, and you're not actually getting better at anything, and you're stuck. I know exactly what that is, because I've dealt with that myself. And I've had to learn that you have to be able to kind of face your shame without being owned by your shame, because shame is trying to guide you and instruct you. And so in the scenario of making content, what I can do is go and say, man, I'm actually learning. I'm not good enough yet, but what I'm learning is I can get better at this, this, and this. And I feel embarrassed about that, and I feel shameful about that. I wish I was getting the views and the results I wanted, and I wish I felt like I was an amazing content creator. I can say all that, but what I need to be able to do is say, but is there anything I really actually need to grow in? Is there anything I need to focus on? This could be in your marriage. Like, I feel this in my marriage, where it's like, wait a second, the message I'm getting, if I don't want to ever feel inadequate, what I will do is push away the feedback I'm getting from my spouse and say, it's just not true. Or, wow, look at me now. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm just the worst person ever. And we'll mope in our shame to avoid any kind of accountability and avoid any kind of ownership we need to have for our life. Because if we want to grow, if we love truth, we actually need to be okay with shame, because shame is telling us, hey, there's a message here that you could grow a little bit. It's not okay to start doing self-hatred, and that's a very different thing. And becoming so overly self-conscious that you lose who you are. Like, we don't want to just kind of erase ourselves. What we want to do is be able to refine who we are, recognizing that out of the box, we do have some amazing things about us. And over time, we've adapted, and we want to make sure that we're being true to who we are. But also, we want to recognize that in the world, we don't know everything as it is. And we don't have all the keys to life as we're going. We're learning them. And learning means failure. And failure means you're going to feel bad about it. And it's going to show that you're not there yet. And shame is a natural response to that. What you don't want to do is wallow in it and be buried in it But what you want to do is understand that shame is helping guide you towards something. So we got to face our shame, especially as creators and creatives, because what we'll do is we'll just be so blinded by our art, blinded by our creativity. Like when I'm working with brands, I want to feel like everything I'm doing validates our thinking, that we're like, yes, we're on it. We're the best at this. But in reality is we're not. We're getting there. And that means some things are just going to not be where I want them to be, and that's okay. And shame's going to either bury me and go like, oh my gosh, we're just the worst and we're not good enough and we're never going to get clients. Or I'm going to be like, well, we're getting there and we have some things to learn. And we're going to keep learning, and we do feel a little embarrassed of where we're at right now, but we want to get better. That's a healthy response to shame. An unhealthy response is going, we just like blinders on. None of the areas of growth are real, and we are committing to just this view of ourselves that is actually false, but makes us feel peace. And we love feeling peace. We love feeling stable. We love feeling secure. And what we'll do is we won't be willing to listen to truth because we value peace so much and value security so much that we won't listen to shame. We value the sense of stability that is actually fragile instead of a strong sense of self and a willingness to take on challenges in life that show you're not there yet. When we are trying to hide from shame, what we do is we never challenge ourselves. We never allow challenge to come to us, because when we challenge ourselves or challenge comes to us, it shows us weakness, and we hate feeling that when we're allergic to shame. But we have to embrace that we're not always going to be the best at everything, and we all have stuff to grow in. It doesn't matter who you are, you're going to have stuff to grow in. So the reality here is this. If you want to create anything, if you want to build something in life, if you want to be you and who you truly are, you need to build a healthy relationship with your shame. Meaning, not that you're like, I want to become a person that's like, come on, let me feel some shame. It's more so, I'm a person that understands when I feel shame when I'm pursuing goals in my life. And I don't let it own me and control me. But if it's a check engine light, I'll listen to it to make sure everything's in order. And then I'll keep going. I'm not going to be buried by this. I'm going to allow myself to look at it soberly, honestly, because I love growth. Therefore, I embrace the emotions, shame, guilt, and anger, all the stuff, everything, joy, peace, all that stuff, embrace it. But recognize, if you stifle shame, you actually stifle growth.